G'day guys, it's Kempy here from Queensland Solar and Lighting. Some exciting news, I guess, happened for some people. Everyone in the market for batteries. Well, I know you guys. You got yourself an EV, or you've got one pending, or you're contemplating stepping up in life, you know, upgrading, keeping up with the Joneses. Alright, that's enough there. But we know your type, you love batteries. And Tesla Powerwall 3 has just been launched in Sydney on Friday, the other day. Pretty exciting because, you know, I'm a big critic of batteries. I like to sit back and just watch it all work itself out, not become an early adopter at all. You know, it seems to be pretty good advice, I think, not to become an early adopter in these recent times when it comes to things that have been pushed to market and, you know, labelled as safe and effective. We've seen with LG batteries, they're not safe and effective. Solax as well, I believe they might have even been the same battery. Been, you know, battery fires, things like that. Houses burned down. I heard of one guy here in Brisbane installed a solar battery a few years ago. All the chemicals went everywhere. The house was a write-off, had to be demolished and put together again, or because the owner wanted a $8,000-9,000 tiny cheap battery. Like, where's your head at? For what benefit? Now look what happened. You had to go and rent somewhere else by an insurance company. Thank God they come to the party and built you a new house or something. But I just didn't want to know. Anyway, getting off topic here. Tesla Powerwall 2 had Tesla Powerwall 1. A lot of people know that was a fizzer. That was a fizzer, and it wasn't out for too long. Tesla Powerwall 2 had come out. Quite a few years ago now, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. It's been around a long time, and the reason why is because it was so good, and the sales just never stopped, and it seemed to be very reliable compared to other batteries on the market. And then there was rumours of a Powerwall 3 coming out for 12 months now, and everyone said, oh yeah, it's a Powerwall 2.5, blah blah blah, it's nothing special. Specs are very similar to the Powerwall 2. However, the Powerwall 3 finally got launched on Friday, and let's get into it because I don't know too much about the old Powerwall 3. But let's see what happened there. Alright, play this one. Your energy answers.
This was really something special. I mean, we're in the middle of the city of Sydney. I think we have about 600 people here. And I must say I was rather impressed. I've written down all the key features and I kind of summarize it for you because it's too many. We're talking now about a battery where you basically plug it onto your wall. The inverter is already in there. The isolator is in there. And basically it really makes the installation much, much easier. This time we're talking obviously about a DC battery, not about AC as the old one. It's actually fully flood-proof. There is a battery sitting there in water. You can actually discharge around the 10-11 kilowatt hours out.
Yeah, so this one actually is a solar inverter too. So whereas before these batteries, Tesla Powerwall could bolt on any house with solar, even a house without solar, this one just bolts straight in and becomes a solar inverter too. I believe for something like a 6 kilowatt and a 13 or 11 kilowatt. He'll probably get into it here, the old Marcus. And yeah, flood proof. So all my safety concerns, they're valid, and you can't say they're not valid. Crazy, man. I'll show you pictures of houses burning down for an hour non-stop from batteries. Okay, so they're getting even better. And the great Elon Musk, yeah, who leads Tesla, seems to be booking in still. Doing great things, Elon, lately.
out of the battery. So should you have a blackout and should you have your aircon on, your system will still not blink because you get the whole of house backup. The battery now can be used at minus 20 degrees or 50 degrees. It's actually opening up some areas for installation that weren't available before. Going forward, not available right now, we will be able to buy extension units that do not have the inverter built in. So if you have the inverter, but you want bigger battery capacity because you want to charge your EV more, you can actually buy additional units that are then obviously of a cheaper price point and just plug in. No new commissioning reports and discussion with your
So it's similar to how the other ones stack. Yeah, whereas before you had to bolt in a whole new Tesla. A lot of rich people did that. They just bolted in Tesla.
energy retailer, you just plug it in and off you go and you've got a bigger battery capacity. Now, interestingly enough, the price point of this new Tesla module with the inverter installed is possibly only about a little bit more than $1,000 more than the previous Tesla 2. So guys, overall, I really believe a lot of the headaches that you have when you install batteries or when you're an end customer and you look at batteries have really been resolved. Okay, let me see what the Australian installer customer really bit more than
So if we just pause it there, yeah, we can see the price point is near enough to something that's a newer model, near enough identical. So what do you do here? Does Tesla sell all their, residual stock of Powerwall 2s at a great price? Or would you get a Powerwall 2 now if you knew how good the Powerwall 3 was and it was near enough the same price and just around the corner? And when is just around? So what do you do here? A bit of a predicament, I guess, for the buyer and for Tesla.
$1,000 more than the previous you install batteries, or when you're an end customer and you look at batteries, have really been resolved. Okay, let me see what the Australian installer environment thinks of this great new product. I mean, I was really impressed. Am I kind of over bubbling the champagne, or was this really something special?
I think it is. I mean, Tesla built a really good battery the first time round and really led the industry.
No, they didn't. You can find a lot of that they definitely did not. I had a Tesla guy work for Tesla actually tell me, what would you like? Pretty certain that was not good, the Powerwall 1.
The Powerwall 2 was a great iteration. We've done over 1,000 Powerwall 2 installations.
1,000 Powerwall installation. This guy knows what he's doing.
Yeah. But I think, look, this is another evolution again. Putting the solar inverter in it and with the 3 MPPTs, I think it's really flexible and it's going to be a fantastic offer. The other big thing is the chemistry. It's a lot safer, lithium iron phosphates. Customers are getting a bit wary about that. They've seen a few bad news stories about battery fires. It takes that fire risk almost completely away in the home.
There we go, see? There is a fire risk, so if anyone that's been saying, Kempy, he's a naysayer, the Solar Hub dude just said that, who's sold 1,000 of these, said yes, it's a genuine concern. But it appears that this battery technology is the right direction. And Kempy could even have one on a home,
Fantastic offer. The other big thing is the chemistry. It's a lot safer, lithium iron phosphates. Customers are getting a bit wary about that. They've seen a few bad news stories about battery fires. It takes that fire risk almost completely away in the home. I think that's really important for homeowners.
What was the key advantage?
For me, it's the integrated inverter. From an install point of view, you've now got one seamless install. You've got, as they say, in one box on the wall.
Yeah.
So the integrated inverter, up to 20 kilowatts of solar, is incredible.
Yeah,
that
right.
has to be the best advantage.
But I even thought about the environment this time by making the packaging much less.
Absolutely. One of the bugbears for me and my business with the Powerwall 2 has been, my bin is full of the black plastic from the Powerwall 2. You get 4 pieces of black plastic and you've got to throw it into the general waste. So
And now we don't do that crap anymore.
that's right. And they'll give us, I think, $150 credit.
There's 2 key elements that stuck out for me. One is the cost per kilowatt hour. I think it's remarkably priced when you consider it against all other batteries in the market. Secondly, was up to 20 kilowatts of solar PV input. Even though you might not be able to utilize all that 20 kilowatts at one time, but you can optimize your east face, your north face, and your western face for a broader production curve and just maximize your energy savings.
I think it's the MPPT port. That just saves so much headache, saves costs, and they brought it in at a price point where you can't buy a Powerwall 2 and a good quality PV string inverter under the price of the Powerwall 3s out at it.
That's what I was about to make mention of just earlier. sounds too good to be true. And he just said, yeah, that's yeah, great price considering even way better than the Powerwall 2 get it in inverter. So a lot of people who are buying a solar system with a battery, Tesla, now it's just boom boom, and a whole neater, cleaner, easier install, integrated. Oh, nearly gets me wanting to get one. But as we know, they've just said the technology, battery chemistry is cheap. I then sit back and play out. I know nothing about that. Just like customers probably watching. Oh yeah, sounds good. Hang on. If it's who knows, the chemicals could still erupt or something. Chemicals go everywhere except you don't have any flames or something. Then you still got to.
You know, we've got customers at the moment that have got existing PV, they're coming and they're buying a Tesla, they're also adding on PV, and we're currently trying to balance 2 PV inverters and 2 different systems and all of that. With the 3, it's great. You just leave their existing one, AC couple it, bring in a 3, add in the extra PV directly into that battery, and you're all set to go.
I think it was pretty impressive actually. They've come up with a lifter now which we can one-person installation. That's a big cost-saving advantage. I think the fact that they thought of all the packaging, and plus their training behind their whole product is second to none as well. So they really thought of a complete package.
It did look pretty impressive. The fact that they were backing their product the whole way home. The statement was that there was going to be no out-of-pocket for the customer once they made the purchase of the battery, that they were covered for those 10 years, not only on the product, but replacement labour as well. It takes it deeper than just, here's your product, deal with it, good luck with it, and you might be hit with hidden fees down the track, but they're really backing it in.
20 kilowatts of solar directly into the Powerwall, and be able to charge the battery at 5 kilowatts with powering the house at 10 kilowatts still. Great outputs and great inputs.
What about the fact that later on they sell you a unit that can actually work with the current full inverter unit to then add as an extra battery? I mean, that makes expansion pretty easy too.
It does, and again, that's a price point thing. Cost is the obstacle with batteries. By them taking all that tech out of another battery, when you go to buy it, then hopefully it's a couple of $1,000s cheaper, which makes that less cost prohibitive to customers to purchase.
It's going to be a game changer in terms of the product design, flexibility in terms of how people can use the configurations that are available with the oversizing, in terms of how it's an all inbuilt system, so it's not finger pointing and the product's completely controlled by one ecosystem. I think that Tesla have really taken it to the next level, and I think it's going to be a real game changer for the Australian market. At this stage, the product's due to be arriving in the country sometime during September. We've started taking orders as of this morning, and we're expecting a huge fourth quarter in terms of demand. So jump on and get your orders in early.
And I mean, the timing is kind of very good also for the New South Wales battery rebate starting in November. So my advice to installers is don't wait till November till you get an order. Make sure you've got some of those units already in stock, because I really believe when they looked at the price point for what's unavailable, it's a damn good offer. So one of the more impressive features of all the things that came through is actually the environmental aspect. And so Tesla actually now in their packaging has created something that they actually can reuse, and you actually get a rebate when you bring it back to Tesla. And obviously the installers who had timber crates stacking up forever, now you can actually sit those into each other, and you can have up to 9 of them stacked on top of each other in the warehouse, which
Yeah, so it's not just a virtue signal, this whole recycle. Because we know about all the rubbish we get, but they've actually done an incredible job in really it's not like a half-ass, oh yeah, we've done this, let's say we've done it, but they've actually done it. Elon, man, he just keeps winning this year, doesn't he?
which actually saves, I think, about 1/3 of your warehouse space to actually keep the Teslas. Good innovation. And I mean, really, when it comes to Tesla Powerwall, you guys are the biggest player in the game.
Marcus, at the end of the day, as long as the overall industry is growing with great products, great service, we're delighted to be part of it. So, yeah.
But I think it's also last point. The industry is not really at the moment in the best of times because cost of living pressures. So it's great to see that a product is coming out that really gets everybody excited, that really lifts really the feeling, and that makes installation easier for everybody. So the customer wins, the installer wins, the distributor wins. It's a win-win-win.
Win-win-win.
Please support the channel by liking.
It does seem very good, this Powerwall. Takeaways from that would be still don't know anything about that battery technology. It hasn't been used before. Didn't the Powerwall 2 use the same battery type, like near identical to in their cars? So what's this one? Tesla's really moving forward, and they're very advanced in development and research. Batteries, yeah. So you've got that. You've got the fact that it's everyone will want this. So so it's 11.5 kilowatt inverter is my understanding, and however you can oversize that to 20 kilowatt of panels because of their STCs, because of the battery component. Once you add, because as you know, you can only do 133% panel oversizing of the inverter capacity, which would be like kilowatt on 11.5 kilowatt. However, you get extra STCs and oversizing limits when kilowatt in. So quite fantastic. Everyone who, I'm sure they've got some integration there with their EV charging, I guess. Supposedly, I don't know. But I'm going to sit back and watch this for 12-18 months, see where it goes. I'd talk to my friends who, you know, Tesla distributors and installers who went to that launch. I'll get the first-hand knowledge, and if you start seeing me spruiking it, selling it, I then have first battery that I'm going. So the Tesla Powerwall 3 looks very interesting. They say September. That's 1 month away. We'll see if it all happens and goes smooth. I'm sure my mate sales lined up already, so I'll be able to have the goss, you know, hopefully October, November for us, and see how the first in Brisbane goes. It's excellent.